Hi everybody, Traci Cornelius here. I'd like to welcome you to today's vlog. So I've been saying to you guys for a little while that I was going to do a vlog on pregnancy and weight gain, or if you like, weight gain in pregnancy, and also why for me personally it's a little bit of a controversial subject. So first of all, weight gain in pregnancy is perfectly normal and needs to kind of happen because there's a lot of changes that are happening within your body. And obviously things getting heavier, baby growing, all of that type of thing. Now, the recommendation for weight gain will also depend upon your body size and your BMI pre-pregnancy. And I'm going to go through those in just a moment. However, before I do that, I just wanted to touch on my own personal experience and why that weight gain is a bit more of a controversial subject in my particular case. So first of all, this baby was not expected at all, not planned, not meant to happen because, you know, when you take precautions, you expect them to work, all the rest of it. However, she's on her way and is growing. And those of you that have been following me for a little while now will also know that I've already got 3 fairly young children. So I've literally had pregnancy back to back to back to back. And with that has come pregnancy weight gain, some of it natural down to the pregnancy and some of it down to some very bad choices on my part. So when I was pregnant with Kaisha, who is now 18, so I was 20 when I was pregnant with Kaisha, after I'd had her, I was literally the same weight when I came out of hospital as I was pre-pregnancy. And then I think I lost about 2 stone after that. The weight literally just dropped off. My stomach just went back to being flat. So I do think the age definitely helps. If you're younger, I do think that your body tends to snap back a little bit easier than when you're older. So I think it lulled me into this false sense of security. And to be fair, I probably ate more cake and biscuits and did a lot less exercise than when I was 20, when I was pregnant with Nevaeh. So I was 34 when I was pregnant with Nevaeh. So yeah, big difference. They'd originally told me I couldn't have any more children after I'd had Kaisha. So it was a bit of a shock, a nice shock, but still a bit of a shock. Anyway, after I'd had Nevaeh, I was pregnant with Grace when Nevaeh was only about 4 or 5 months old. So there really wasn't a lot of recuperation, bodily wise, to have lost the baby weight before I was already putting on weight again. And then after that, I've been pregnant with Alina. With Grace as well, I'd also had an emergency cesarean, which really does change things because it changes a lot of things within your body. I'm extremely thankful because they saved her life. However, it has made a big difference, a huge difference to my body, and trying to get that to repair and all the rest of it is still ongoing, really. So this is one of the reasons why I joined the gym. I joined the gym when I was 5 months pregnant. There was a delay in that purely for family reasons. Mark's brother was getting married at the time and we really wanted to make sure that their wedding was much more about them than it suddenly becoming about, oh, another baby's coming into the family. But a lot of people in the family go to the same gym. So didn't really want to risk them kind of finding out because by that time I'm beginning to show and things anyway. So anyway, 5 months. Jim was extremely reluctant to take me on at that stage. I have a personal trainer. She's dealt with a number of pregnant women before. And my regimen is extremely strict in the respect of heartbeat cannot go above 140 beats per minute. No sweating, no heavy lifting, all of these type of things that they've kind of put in place. However, as far as I'm concerned, any exercise is better than none. Now, here's my caveat to that. When you're pregnant, the hormone relaxes all the ligaments which are in and around the muscles. So therefore, it's so much easier to do permanent damage to your body if you're not exercising safely or properly. And this is why they often say, do not start a new exercise, because obviously if you've already been building up the muscles because you've been doing a certain type of exercise, your body is used to that. To suddenly jump into that, it won't be, and that's where the damage can occur. So make sure that you are getting support from the right people that are trained and educated in those kind of ways. Right, so on to the actual weight gain in itself. Now I've written these down because I knew that I wouldn't remember them all off by heart. So if you are underweight, the recommended weight gain is anywhere between 28 and 40 pounds. If you're a normal weight before pre-pregnancy, then it's 25 to 35 pounds. If you're overweight, then it's 15 to 25. And if you're obese, which is what I'm considered to be because my BMI is over 30, then it's 11 to 20 pounds. So far, I'm nearly on week 30 and I have lost half a stone, which is great, but it also shows that I haven't been too strict. I could have probably lost a bit more than that, but I also want to make sure that 1, I'm enjoying the pregnancy, 2, I'm not paranoid, and I also don't want to cut back so much that I'm feeling hungry at any point in time. So I'm just being careful, but I still have had things, you know, like odd biscuits or bits of chocolate. They're just very much in small quantities and in moderation. Probably the biggest change that I made was actually swapping most drinks for water, which is actually an easier thing for me to do while pregnant anyway, as I just tend to prefer drinking water full stop when I'm pregnant. So if you visit my blog at tracicornelius.com, you will find all of this information and visuals on this as well. But I'm just going to quickly go through how that weight gain is made up and where it appears on your body. So for this one, this would be for a normal weighted person, so putting on anywhere between 25 and 35 pounds. Now again, I'm going to be looking to the side because I've written this down, but for you guys, like I said, you can visit the blog. The link is actually below as well, and you'll be able to see the visuals for this. But the weight gain is distributed in the following. So your breasts can put on anywhere between 1 to 2 pounds. This is obviously in preparation for nursing your baby, so milk production and all of that type of thing. Your baby, if you've got to full term, for an average baby is anywhere between 6 to 8 pounds. The placenta is between 1 to 2 pounds. And your uterus, because obviously that's grown so much, is also again another 1 to 2 pounds. Now the amniotic fluid, which is what your baby floats around in and it keeps them nice and cushioned and safe and warm and all the rest of it, is another between 2 and 3 pounds. Now the other aspects that make up the weight gain in your body is that by the end of your pregnancy, you are carrying approximately 50% more blood than you were pre-pregnancy. It's a lot more because of obviously how much you're then giving to the baby and all of the production that goes with that. So that in itself is actually about another 3 to 4 pounds. Now, especially getting towards the end of the pregnancy, there'll also be protein and fat stores laid down. Again, this is in preparation for nursing your baby, and that can be anywhere between 8 and 10 pounds. And then lastly, you've also got the extra fluid. So this would be also known as water retention. You hear a lot of people mentioning that, especially towards end of pregnancy. And again, that can be about another 3 to 4 pounds. And if you watch vlogs regularly, or you just go back and you go from week to week to week, you'll see, and you'll probably even see in mine as I get to the latter part of the pregnancy, that water retention tends to happen a lot more in the face, hands and that type of thing. So there is a definite change in look to a person when they're getting to the end of the pregnancy, so that you've got a visual there of that happening. So that's how the weight gain is made up. And that's why it's also vitally important. Now, you've got to bear in mind, in my circumstance, I'm obese, so therefore there is plenty in me to be able to feed the baby and keep my body going without it depleting in minerals and vitamins and things, as long as I'm still eating healthily. So why has it been so important for me to not put the weight on? Well, the risks to myself and the baby are really quite high because I'm obese. I have a greater risk of high blood pressure. I have a greater risk of preeclampsia, which is extremely dangerous for the baby. I've got a higher risk of high blood pressure. All of those type of things to me are at a much higher risk than me eating healthily and doing regular exercise and gentle exercise and that type of thing. So whilst I'm not going to be beating myself up if I was to get on the scales and find out that I've put on a couple of pounds, I am obviously trying to make sure that I'm eating healthily and exercising gently on a regular basis, and that I'm really kind of staying healthy. And even though we've got the Christmas period coming up, I will still try to monitor that. I'm still going to enjoy it because, you know, we want to. This is still life. But it's important that I don't do too much, because otherwise, in my opinion, I'm putting my baby under undue risk, and that's not worth it whatsoever. So there we go, that's my weight gain and pregnancy vlog. I hope you found the information useful. Like I mentioned, a lot of this will be on the blog so that you can see the visuals and you'll see all of the breakdowns. Again, I'll also put some external references so that you can do extra research if you want to. Okay, I will speak to you again soon. If you do want to mention anything about this, then fantastic. Do leave me a comment. If you like this, please give a thumbs up and do a subscribe. That would be really great. And I'll speak to you again soon. Bye.